Let's end 2025 with what brought us to the table. A texture pack review of the newest texture pack available in the Minecraft Bedrock marketplace. The texture pack we're reviewing today is the Sculk In Bulk texture pack, created by Giggle Block Studios. Coming in at 830 mine tokens, this pack is 6 megabytes in size. While we are ending on Giggle Block Studios, according to my database at dasman.gg, out of 16 packs I've reviewed from them, they're averaging a 4.5 rating. Will this pack and its bold claim of being able to experience the corruption grow in real time be able to boost that average? Let's find out. The GUI for the Sculk In Bulk texture pack by Giggle Block Studios is quite basic. We get a nice, cool, skulky blue color to buttons and menu screens, but other than that, it's the same plain Minecraft logo, the same plain splash screen, and in the creative menu, while we are keeping that cool blue color, the icons are just pretty much samey towards vanilla. I guess they do take the art style from the pack, but really, there's not a lot going on here. A lot more could be done to creatively convey the Sculk design instead of just using Sculk colors, but that also does transition into the workbenches and also other menus as well. So it's nice to see a color change, but in my opinion, it's nowhere near enough to really drive home and immerse you in the pack that you're using. And at 830 mine tokens, the more the better, to be honest with you. Did you know there is a full texture pack review database on my website at dasman.gg? Every review I've ever done here on YouTube is compiled into a database for you to search, sort, and compare scores. Links to all of my videos here on YouTube are also there, and you can now leave your review on your favorite or most hated packs as well to help build the community average score, all in the hopes of helping players like you and me get as much value for their money as possible. Head over to dasman.gg and check it out. Alright then, so here we are in a brand new world with the Sculk In Bulk texture pack activated, and immediately I can see there is a little bit of activity going on the dirt. Other than that, it feels very vanilla. Just looking around, there's not really much going on in terms of the skybox. We've got the sun up there, which is about as basic as you're ever going to get. The water looks vanilla. If we get down here as well, we've got a very immobile water animation. So the water is very much just settled. Got a Nautilus over there, so we can see this isn't updated for Mounts of Mayhem. There must be more of a lag at Mojang than we expected. So why don't we just get into here and have a look then. I'm very interested in this experience the corruption grow in real time claim that's in the description. I'm going to say it from the offset. I haven't really looked yet, but I have a feeling that that is a very much lore claim and not supposed to be taken in the way of there will be actual movement in this texture pack. I think it's written in a way to make you think that it will have movement, and so I will be very ready to claim this as being missold and very badly marketed if there isn't. But I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like a lore of the pack. The Sculk is climbing up from deep down underground and is taking over the world. Looking at this here, so first thing I'm seeing here, dirt and the side of grass blocks do not line up. There is a lot more line definition in dirt blocks than there is in the side of grass blocks, and it's not just a skulky one, it's a normal one too. It's very plain here. That feels like it's patchy, that feels like it's not really included. Okay, we can see here though, grass blocks have got some form of variation. Right here I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of grass block. That's always nice to see. Variation. I mean, not really much going on though. I mean, like, do we have to kill somebody? Let's get a sword. Hold on, let's try this, right? So, diamond sword, a little bit of a sneak preview for what we're going to get in the armory. We've got a cow here with Sculk on him, but we'll deal with that in a second. I'm not seeing anything actually happen there. Now, obviously, Sculk in vanilla does spread when you kill mobs on it. All right, I mean, I feel like killing 2 mobs and seeing absolutely nothing happen is enough to say Sculk isn't moving. Is this an animated Sculk in the sense that it will slowly change over time? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and watch as nothing happens, but it definitely doesn't spread as Sculk would spread normally. We'll keep an eye on it as we move, but I immediately think this isn't doing what it says it should in real time. I mean, I do stand to be corrected there. Maybe after 5 hours of waiting, something happens. Who knows? Let's have a look at the mobs. So we've got a chicken here. I want to say straight away. Let's bring you out here. I want to say... Oh, there's one there anyway. I want to say straight away, I really like the model change of like a Sculk flower on his head. I think that's a nice little change. That is a nice little effect. Not really enough. But you can see they've kept the vanilla model of... chicken, of mobs in general, I guess, because that looks like a standard sheep as well. But they've added in, I mean, we can count the number of pixels they've added in here. Can you stop moving, mate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different pixels have been colored in, and then they've added like a little Sculk flower on him. I think the flowers are creative, but I don't really think it's enough. The sheep over here is even less. Look at this guy. He doesn't even have a flower on him. Let's see what happens if we get a few different colors. Hold on. But it's the same no matter what. They've got a little Sculk flower in their hair. Okay. I mean, okay. If we shear him, a little bit more Sculk on the underside. And this one... Okay, so the color stays consistent. It is very much the bare minimum though, isn't it? I mean, the wolf here's got a bit more on him. And it's winning points just for that one little bit of a flower that sticks up, just to say that they've changed the model slightly. But I am immediately underwhelmed by this. It feels way too vanilla, apart from that Sculk on the grass variation, but then that doesn't do what it says it would do with the real-time like spreading of the corruption. So I don't know, man. I feel like they've written a cache they can't check here. No, that's the wrong way. They've written a check they can't cache here. Look around. I mean, the world is going to be very much an important look at this. None of the trees have Sculk on it. So how much is this Sculk really growing? There's nothing on the birch. There's nothing on the oak. The textures aren't too bad. Maybe a little bit of blur in the birch, but it's not too bad at all. It's quite an okay basic pack. But look, the grass here doesn't have anything going for it when it comes to Sculk. I've just paid 830 mine tokens for the tiniest little bit of blue added to some blocks, it feels like. I don't know. We've got a cow here. This biome isn't doing us any favors. Let's take this cow over here and just see if we can open it up in a better area. We get a chance to have a look at sand as well. I feel like they've set themselves up to fail. Spawn him down. Alright, so we've got some cool ears. The flowers are more prominent on here. I do really like that. I think that's a really nice touch. Everything else is just a little bit basic and a little bit like whatever. What if we come over to here? We haven't seen a pig yet either, actually. Let's get ourselves a pig while we're here and see how that looks. Again, very basic. They've put the flower on there, and I don't want this to turn into a, oh look, he says he likes the flower a million times. They have added the model. Okay, they've adjusted the model. They've added that tiny little bit of flower. That's probably taken more effort than anything else in this pack so far to do that. But I do want to go over to an acacia biome real quick, because does this count as the hot biome for variants? Let's just have a look. Let's get the pig. Okay, so it does come into the pig as well. It is just that one model though. There is no variation to it. The cow, nothing. The cow, nothing. Why? Why the cow, nothing, please? So you put it on the pig, but you forgot to put it on the cow. That's the nicest way I can put that. You've put it on the chicken, so you forgot to put it on the cow. Okay. Disappointing, but fair enough. Again, the grass, though, doesn't have anything. The grass block does. It's a bit green here. How was it over there? Bluer here, isn't it? I feel like it's a little... No, it's still green. It blends in with the grass. Okay, why don't we go over here? I did spot this as well as I was flying over to the acacia biome. The stone. Feels very, very naked right here. And I want to try this. Now, this is by no means the most scientific of tests here. But if we fly out, however many blocks you want to fly out, there is no Sculk on stone. So you're telling me Sculk has come up through Deep Slate, past stone completely and decided now we're not infesting stone, and then has hit grass. That's what you're telling me this has happened. Like, it doesn't feel right to me. And then it does also leave the question of dirt. So we'll do the same test. So you're telling me that Sculk has come up from the Sculk part of the world, up through Deep Slate, which we haven't checked yet. We're going to go and see if there's any Sculk in Deep Slate. Past andesite, diorite, and granite. Past sand. Past gravel. Past stone and said, no, stone, don't touch that one. Stone is fine. Past dirt. Don't touch dirt. Oh, heaven forbid. Don't touch dirt. Oh, my days. Don't touch dirt. We're going for grass. You're telling me Sculk don't like grass? I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got this one down here as well. So those flowery bits are on some more of the creatures, although that's broken. That's broken there. Did you see that? Look, that one's working. That one hasn't rendered. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I like that, though. Look at that. Why is the salmon... That's not even Skulky. Why has the salmon got bones showing? That makes no sense. It's brilliant, but that makes no sense. Like, I'll give it creativity points and then take it away for not being a part of the pack. This one. Oh, we got another broken one here. Look, llama. Llama model, not lined up. All right. Can immediately tell you this pack isn't getting higher than a 4. We've seen enough broken stuff already. What was I going to do? Horses. Let's get horses out here. So, start with plain horses. 830 minecoins. I paid 830 minecoins for that. Why does Sculk make them malnutritioned? Get off the horse, thank you. Okay, so this guy doesn't have it. Oh, he's supposed to look like reinforced Deep Slate. Why? Okay. This guy, what's wrong with this guy? Is he supposed to have like a skeleton face? It makes no sense. This guy's got some Sculk, but it's not 3D on him. Inconsistency there. All right, skeletons. Okay, so again, no 3D model on there. All right. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it too tough at this point. And then this one, the zombie horse. Please don't burn. Has the Skulky colors. Okay. That's my favorite one of the lot. I would have done with the flowers, but we've already seen on llamas that it's broken. So, fair dues there then. So what I want to do is let's drink the night vision potion. We've already seen a few things are broken. So let's get underground. You're telling me that Sculk is growing up through the ground and it's not touching half of the world. More than half of the world. Look, there's diamonds there. Hello, how you doing? So Sculk is here on Deep Slate. Let's just drink the milk. So it is quite dark down here. No real animation to the Sculk, but Sculk is here on Deep Slate. So we've got Deep Slate variation as well. That's good to see. More variation. Variation is key. Drink the night vision again. But I don't understand. Sculk ignores tough, apparently. Ignores dripstone. Comes up through this. What's this one? Ignores gravel. Yep. I mean, how does it even make the journey? I'm sorry, am I putting too much lore in a pack? You wanted to give the pack lore. Comes up through here. Ignores pretty much everything here except deep slate. Up through stone. Is that supposed to be andesite? That can't be andesite, surely. That is andesite. It ignores andesite. Ignores stone. Ignores dripstone. Ignores dirt. And then hits grass. Okay, let me go and find a lush cave biome. Maybe there's something awesome there. And so as we're approaching a lush cave biome then, I mean, again, other than the fact that there's Sculk in deep slate, I'm not seeing a ton of difference here. Maybe the glowberries are blue, maybe? Let me just drink some milk and see what we got going on here. Yeah, the glowberries have a bit of a blue to them, as does this flower. And so do these, or some of... Is it all of these? The big drip leaves. No, big drip leaves. All big drip leaves are blue, but small drip leaves are green. So when they grow up, they become blue, apparently. Yes, I know they don't grow up, but still, you know what I mean. So the tiniest little bits of blue. Oh, we're coming to you, don't you worry. We're coming to you. Guys, let's go and see a village. I am not impressed. Do you need even more Dazman in your life? Well, I mean, who doesn't? Well, this isn't the only channel to find me. I have multiple channels, all doing different things. Aside from here on the Dazman channel, I also have the Dazman Reacts channel, where I react to pack combinations and even the odd Minecraft trailer, as well as having marketplace creator interviews, and I'm also building an actions and stuff compatibility list, so I post my findings in episodes there as well. Or maybe you want to see me play other games. Well, the best place for that is Dazman Plays, where I play multiple games at the same time. Or how about Dazman Football, where I play football games, or even Dazman Wrestling, where I hope to play more wrestling games in the future. And that's not it. I also have a website, dazman.gg, where you can find my entire texture pack review database, written reviews, written creator interviews, and it's the home of that actions and stuff compatibility list, and my official podcast. You can also see pack waiting lists and my weekly schedule. But if you want to support me, we also have the merch store at dazman.gg/merch and the Patreon account at patreon.com/thedazman, where you can support the individual channels or multiple channels at once. Or maybe you want to consider becoming a channel member here on YouTube by clicking join on this channel or the Dazman Reacts channel. There's got to be some version of the Dazman for you. And now I'm here at an oak village or a plains village or just a normal village in general. Let's see what we've got going on here. How? Ah, it's mossy cobblestone. Okay, so mossy cobblestone has been completely replaced with skulky cobblestone. Interesting. Not really sure how that works. But okay, at least there is some representation. Which then I guess would mean, if we check here really quickly, and we go mossy. Nope. Mossy stone bricks is still moss. I don't understand how Sculk works. I think Sculk is a living organism that chooses its victims. This thing is very particular on what it touches. How you doing, buddy? Well, we can immediately see straight away that we've got diversity in villagers. They do feel very vanilla, but we do have some strong diversity, which is awesome. Very happy to see that. They are very vanilla looking. Maybe a little bit smoother in general, but, you know, not really much going on there. See a few of the textures going on here that we would see in the Armoury section a little bit later. Cobblestone itself, it's very prominent. It's got some very prominent line art, line designs, whatever that's called, which I like. I think that's quite nice. But if we keep looking around, here we go. No, that's two more broken llamas. Okay, two more broken llamas. Some of them aren't even rendering in. Some of them are just hovering. Sculk is magic, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I wanted. An iron golem cosplaying as a warden. Why are you wearing warden horns? Why do you have A Warden's ribcage. What? So this is a Warden's long lost cousin. I can't even think of a funny thing to call you. Let me try and find something that could work. So you've heard of the Warden? This right here, this is his cousin. The Superintendent. I don't know, but I put more effort into it than they did. Like, what? It makes no sense. It's like it's killed a Warden, which we know an Iron Golem can't do, and it's ripped off his horns to wear them as a hat. It's ripped off his shoulder pads because, you know, big and bulky wins the way, and it's ripped off its chest because it just really likes the ribcage. I mean, listen, the textures look quite clean in general, but I don't really understand what's happening. I also don't think that's a very well implemented Iron Golem. It's taken 3 bits off of a Warden and gone, here you go. But it makes no sense. No, I'm still not impressed. Let's set it to nighttime and let's see what's wrong with that hostile mob that we saw underground. Alright then, so I've set it to nighttime. We can see the moon. Again, not really much going on there. You could have done anything to that. You could have added Sculk to it. Why not? I probably would have sat here and said, how has Sculk got from grass to the moon? But hey, you could have done something. Looking around the world in general at night as the sun disappears, it's not particularly too dark. The world still keeps that vanilla feel, so it's not really the end of the world. We are going to drink the night vision, and we are going to get down low. Let's see what we can deal with. Remember, arachnophobia warning. There will be spiders. They may be covered in Sculk. Let's see what happens. So, let's pop around here. We'll start with the spider. They are covered in Sculk. They do have Sculk flowers on them, and they look to be rendering in correctly here. Now, do we get variation? Not from a 5 spawn test, so that's that one. Skeletons. Looks like it might be the same color as a skeleton horse. You got some flowery kneecaps, bro, and some arms, but other than that, I think the fact that it's color consistent with a skeleton horse is probably for the best. That's all that you've got really there. Over here, tell me this isn't a broken creeper. Let's go over here. I don't want to be here next to the spider sounds, but what's gone on? That is a broken creeper if ever I've seen it. I'm sorry. There is no way. It's almost like that's supposed to be the charged creeper animation, and it's not loading correctly. And they've done the exact same thing. They've put some really rubbish Warden horns on it, and then a flower which you can barely see because it's broken. I didn't even realize that its body was green, you know, because of the color being taken, but the back looks even worse. I don't like that at all. Another one over there as well. So it just looks broken. It just gives you that broken feel. And then over here, we've got a zombie as well. So let's spawn in one of you. He's got a flower on his shoulder growing over his clothing. He's got one on his right wrist. And then it's just vanilla. Honestly, what I'm seeing here, the only way it would be fine is if there wasn't broken textures like this creeper behind me, and if the pack was worth 490 mine tokens. At most. I would even make an argument for 310 at this point. But right now, 830 mine tokens. This is one of the worst packs I've reviewed in a very, very long time. And on that note, I just wanted to mention, so when I purchased this, you would have seen in the screenshot at the beginning, there was no ratings. It was blank. As if nobody's bought the pack or as if nobody's rated it. So I went over to chunk.gg to have a look, and apparently there are actually 2 ratings. The first rating, because I saw this yesterday, was a 1 out of 5. The second rating was a 5 out of 5. I don't know how anybody's looked at this pack and gone 5 out of 5, but hey, art's subjective. I'm not saying Giggle Block Studios are getting their director to do this. Wouldn't dare say that at all. But why isn't Minecraft showing us how badly rated this pack was when it was 1 star, and how middle of the run and almost dodgy this is rated with a 1 and then a 5-star rating? That seems very, very weird. Remember, you guys can head over to my texture pack review database over at dasman.gg, and you can leave your review of any texture pack that I have done a review on. And it will do a community average score as well. So head over to dasman.gg, click the link to the texture packs, find the one that I've done that you like or dislike, leave a rating, and get a community average review there. And I promise you, I won't delete any reviews, and I will show you all of them. Let's go head out to the ocean and let's see what ocean monuments look like. Now here we are above an ocean monument, and I'm not going to lie to you, the initial thing that I'm seeing here is just disappointing. Unless something's going to spawn in when we get underwater, there doesn't look to be any sculk here at all. Judging by it at nighttime with no night vision potion on, the visibility is pretty much vanilla. So let's dive under and see what we're looking at here. Let the water catch up with us. Okay. There is some good visibility here, but I'm going to drink the night vision potion just so that you guys can see a bit easier. Here we go. We'll see what we're doing. So there's no Y design on the prismarine bricks. That's usually an easy win for me, so I like that. A little bit of blur, but it just doesn't feel as prominent or as emboldened as something like cobblestone did, for instance. But it's not bad. It's not offensive. The offensive part here is the lack of sculk at all. Looking at prismarine, so it's changing color, I believe. I believe it started as blue and is now green. Very basic. Very much non-existent in creativity here. Same as well here for the dark prismarine. I don't think they've done it to line up with the prismarine. If they have, it doesn't. Around here we can see we've got a drowned with a trident. Very basic, some 3D elements to the model. We've then got a guardian, which does look skulky. Okay, so sculk has somehow infested guardians. Interesting. Up here, the most boring sea lantern I think I've ever seen. It's like they took this design away from dark prismarine and just said, no, you know what? Put it in the lanterns. That'll make sense. Okay, let's keep going here. Into here, see what we're dealing with. So, sculk has overtaken guardians, but is only just now starting to take elder guardians because there's a little bit on the tail, a little bit on the sides, and the eye potentially has been taken over. Right. Cod here carries on from salmon with the really weird and unexpected exposed bone part of the body. So the salmon had the tail bit looking like bone. This one's got the body looking like bone. Again, no real idea why, but alright. This is the thing, you can't add lore to a pack and then throw in stuff that doesn't make sense and claims that aren't possible. I see a dolphin over there with like a little bit of sculk on it as well. I think this is bad. You guys know me, man. As soon as I tell you what I think, I'm going to tell you 100 times. I genuinely think this is bad. So whether you agree with me or you don't, please do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking at this point. It'll help me work out whether or not I've got my finger on the pulse or not. But let's go underground and let's have a look at a trial chamber. Maybe sculk has infested copper. Well, would you look at that? We're inside a trial chamber here and sculk is infecting copper. How does it decide what it wants to infect? I don't understand. But we've got variation then on waxed blocks of copper. That's cool. I mean, I always like variation, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's bad to have variation. We've got it on the oxidized as well. Oh, that was just a really cool little effect. I wondered what was that, but we've also got it on grating. Okay, so they have gone the extra mile in places. Like, that should be said. In some places, look, it's on the stairs here too. It's just really weird that they've chosen like 4 block families to do it on. If you're going to do that, you've got to do it on tough. You've got to do it on andesite. You've got to do it on gravel. You've got to do it on stone. You can't just pick 4 at random. Oh, copper, grass, deep slate. I can't even think of what the 4th one is. Like, imagine how much more powerful this would be if everything had it and you actually saw it. And that's not to mention the bold-faced lie in the description about watching this corruption evolve or expand or whatever rubbish they talk about it being in real time, because it's not. The lighting is absolutely fine in here. I don't like this block as a design choice. I think the copper bulb is very bad. I think it's quite blurry. But other than that, the builds, they're kind of sticking to the same art style. That works too. My concerns, there's no new concerns from here. If we get the breeze, I don't know why. I'm going to just quickly drink this. just to see. Okay, so he does go blue. I was going to say the egg does give off a little bit more of a hope than what you actually see here. But other than that, it's just a color change. No real change here. And then one other thing that I wanted to show you guys, because we're near one, I believe, is Amethyst Geode up here. So the Amethyst Geode has gone pink. You know what? I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to hate on it. It's a change. I like change. At least I'm getting some value for my money from this. I just wish the rest of the pack was more consistent, not as broken, and actually worth it. But hey ho, what can you do? Let's head over to the Armoury now, and let's see just which block families have been infested by the Sculk. Now, one thing we never use the Armoury for is to kind of show off the effect of grass over a wide space. So using this flat world, you can see how it would look with the Sculk variations to grass. Now, if this was doing what it said in the description, where it was slowly growing to gain more in real time, that would be awesome. But the description mentions about build against it. Why would I bother? Why would I bother? It doesn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? But it is quite a strong effect in this one little bubble, ignoring absolutely everything else. So they've done well here. It's everywhere else they haven't done well, in my opinion. Looking at what we've got here, though. So we've got the mine carts looking like an iron block. Very much looks like a texture copy from the iron golem, but it's quite nice. It's quite strong. You can see on here you've got the pistons, the sticky pistons. It's a very basic art design, but it's there. I don't mind it. I like the irony stuff a lot more than everything else, really. Looking around, I don't like those. They're not very good. The copper and the iron is fine. It's still very vanilla, but it's fine. Looking on here, oh, we're either going to have a white ender dragon, or she's got like a warden's head. And then you've got a skulky ender egg. Okay. Looking at the rest along here, the ender chest is skulky. The enchantment table is quite skulky. It's nice little effects, I guess. The bookshelf has skulky books. There's not enough. There's not enough. You've got little skulky books here on the lectern as well, but for something that's supposed to be Sculk in bulk, I don't have enough Sculk. For something that's supposed to show me Sculk expanding in real time, I don't have enough Sculk. I just don't get it, to be honest with you. Here we go, looking at the ores. So the ores feel very blurry. I'm going to just stand still for a second. There is a slight animation to them, giving off a bit of shine, but because they're so blurry, it doesn't feel great. Just bear that in mind. And then you can see the precious blocks, you can see the amethyst and the calcite, and you can also see how the ores and stuff look. We've got... Okay, that's quite nice. The copper golem, the way it's slowly becoming... Like, no, it's not. I take it back. So I like the design of like the half skull from like an apocalyptic point of view. I think that's a really nice effect. You could have so easily, like, these blocks are made for Sculk to expand into it. There is literally 4 levels, and you could have so easily shown Sculk expanding from like a pure golem over to a Sculk filled golem, and then you could have had pure copper to a Sculk filled copper and show the stages towards it. You just haven't. You just haven't. The copper chests here, I mean, look, we'll try. Doesn't look like we've got variation. Doesn't look like we've got any variation there, I'm afraid. Glass, boring, but fine. Listen, the bundles are the right size. That's about as good as I'm going to say here. No real detailing to them, very stripped back. The wool and the colors, very boring, very plain. We don't need to spend too much time on that, I'm afraid. Same for the bundle colors. Iron doors, copper doors. I mean, when we're dealing with variation, you kind of have to check a lot. But nope, doesn't look like we've got any Sculk on these copper doors either. There's not enough Sculk in my bulk, I'm afraid. Trees, so the apples are Skulky apples, if those are supposed to be apples, or the flowers are Skulky flowers here in the flowering azaleas. But looking at this, I mean, oak, it's clean, it's fine. But where's my sculk? Here for the spruce. I want to double check. Looks like copy and paste blocks on the trees. When it comes to the planks, same here for the birch, no sculk. Jungle, no sculk. You could have even made vines skulky and you would have met halfway. But nope. Okay. Over here we've got acacia. Again, looks copy and paste on the planks. Dark oak looks copy and paste on the planks. Mangrove as well. Good color. The textures are made. They don't look too blurry in all cases, but just nothing here. You got muddy mangrove roots. Could have been skulky. Haven't bothered. Cherry. Probably the closest to not copy and paste that I've seen so far here. But still no sculk. Pale oak. Now I like the different tones here. The different shading. But still no sculk. Resin is even added in with the resin clumps. Still no sculk. Say it with me now. Bamboo. Bamboo makes no sense. I mean, did bamboo ever make sense is probably a question to ask here, because bamboo being yellow and green, but this bamboo is blue. You can't give me blue blocks here for planks. No variations. There is a blue for block of bamboo, which makes sense considering bamboo is blue, so that makes sense. It's getting it back to yellow that it doesn't really make sense. Then we've got crimson trees, no sculk, so sculk not really paying any attention to the nether at this point. And then warped, no sculk there either. And if we just have a look at the trees, not exactly anything going on here that says it's not just vanilla. Does that make sense? Very disappointing. Here we go with the concrete powder and the concrete. It's all very basic. Again, very clean. It looks well made, but it doesn't fit theme at all. Same again here for terracotta and glazed terracotta. It looks well made. It doesn't fit theme. 830 mine tokens for something that just looks very vanilla inspired. Bone doesn't match the skeleton horse or the skeleton. Honey and slime here and honeycomb. Honeycomb looks dreadful. It's very difficult to look at, unfortunately. I'm waiting for my sculk. I'm sorry, I'm so disappointed. This right here, this is suspicious gravel, and apparently it's suspicious because it's already started breaking. I'm glad that I picked that because that's there. There we go. Looks like it's already got the start of a breaking animation on it. Mud, dirt, grass. Sure, okay. Again, it's clean, and we already saw that the dirt doesn't match up to any of the blocks. Different colors. Tonage doesn't work. The world just feels disjointed straight away. Tough. Yeah, Sculk doesn't like tough. Again, it's inoffensive, but it's not worth 830 mine tokens. Deep slate here, so some blocks, like you say, have got variation to them. So Sculk does bleed into deep slate, which makes sense. I'm here for that. Endstone and purple, no Sculk there. So don't build to get away from the Sculk, just change dimension. Netherrack, soul sand, the nether bricks, literally nothing here. Oh, I take that back. Here we go. Nether brick stairs. So does that mean then that nether bricks? Don't do this to me. Yes, okay. So nether bricks does have some variation. So hang on, you see how far out we had to go there to get that variation? I'm actually going to go back here for a second. I just want to try a couple of the wood blocks. Now, I don't normally go back, but you guys deserve to see this. So let's go for bamboo to begin with, right? No, nothing. Nothing. I gave it a chance. Let the record show. I gave it every chance in the world here. But nothing. We'll try a pale oak as well. This block would look so good with Sculk on it, but nope, nothing there. And then, all right, we'll go and try, let's try a simple one. Let's try oak. Oak is plain. If you're going to do anything, you do it to oak, don't you? At least that's my thinking behind it. So, oak. Any bit of Sculk. Any bit of Sculk. Nope. I gave it a chance. It's just not there. Apparently I care more than they do at this point. Fair dues. So, Netherrack, or at least Nether Bricks, has Sculk in it. But really not much else seems to even look like it does. I'm still going to say stone doesn't. We saw enough space of stone with absolutely no Sculk on it. So, that's that. Where was we? Over here. So then does that mean then... That's a slab. I didn't want a slab. My bad. Excuse me, please. I wanted a block. Crack Nether Bricks. Chisel Nether... Ah, let's go for Netherrack. So, does Netherrack get Skulky? No. So Sculk apparently has invaded the Nether, but it hasn't touched Netherrack. It's gone straight for Nether Brick Stairs and Nether Bricks. What about red? No, doesn't look like it. So they've taken about 5 block families and they've said, yeah, let's add Sculk to it. Not worth 830 mine tokens at all here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Resin and quartz are here. Doesn't look like anything there. Prismarine. Again, it's clean. It looks all right. Granite, andesite, diorite. Sure, it looks copy and paste. It does look copy and paste to me. The more I stare at it, the more I'm convinced it's copy and paste designs, just different colors. So that's not great. Sand, copy and paste. Sculk doesn't like sand. Bricks, Sculk doesn't like bricks. Again, it looks clean. There's a softness to the blocks, but it's not that good. Blackstone. Oh, wow. Okay, so Blackstone has got some Sculk to it then. Blackstone itself. Yeah, look, there you go. It's so weird what blocks do and what blocks don't. I don't get it. Here we go with the mossy stone. Now, give it a chance. That's another double block there. Cracked stone bricks. No, doesn't look like it. And you know what? If somebody wants to come out and say, you've got that wrong, it does actually have it on this block and this block, then it needs to be turned up because it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Pop that away. Plain stone, smooth stone, mossy cobblestone, not in cobblestone. Mushrooms, they've been taken over, so red mushrooms are actually light blue, brown mushrooms are dark blue. I like that. That's great. Very good. The flowers. 2 flowers show a little bit of Sculk. 3 if you count the stem on a sunflower. And then some of the smaller ones might have it as well. Oh no, most of the smaller ones do. That's good. Okay. There's more there than I thought. This right here is my favorite mob. I'm glad that I added this to here. Just how drastically it's changed. The mushroom. I'm here for you. You're the only one I'm here for. I couldn't really care less about the rest. Go through here. You're an embarrassment. You're broken. The witch is boring. The creaking has some on it as well. Okay. Have a little look around here a bit more. The allay has a little bit to it. Oh, a little bit more actually. It's got a bit of a helmet on. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're just not that interesting, mate. I'm sorry. Slimes, the easiest thing to add it to. Looks like it's defaulted back. Sniffers has a nice change. Camels, why did that? Like, that's insulting. Asking me to pay for this texture pack and then giving me this. That is insulting. And it's on so many mobs as well. That is so insulting. He looks nice. The Ravager looks nice. I give you that. The Ravager looks nice. Nautilus not updated. Armors are an embarrassment for the first 5 tiers. They're copy and paste. They're poor. The diamond is a bit of a joke. The netherite is what I'm here for. That looks nice. That one there looks nice. The rest can all jog on. Something's broken. The wolf is broken here. Or at least that variant is. I need to be careful how many of these I spawn, but Why is it... Hold on. Let's test this. Is it when you put wolf armor on it, it becomes invisible? Oh, you have to tame it. I don't know, but right there, that one looks broken. So it's either that particular variant or the tame one is broken. I'll have to kill them later. Okay. Horses are boring. Armor trims are boring. I'm just kind of not here for it anymore, to be honest with you. Like, boring, useless packs. For what reason? The copper tools are done. Copy and paste. Shovels. Like, they've added a little bit of Sculk in after stage 3 and then copy and pasted it. Swords, again, look, added it in a little bit. The iron stands out slightly, but the rest are all copy and paste. Axes, copy and paste. Pickaxes, copy and paste. They're not updated, that's absolutely fine. They are boring, almost fake. And then around here as well. Alright, the Elytra has some Sculk and so does the Trident. At least there's something, I guess. Let's put this on. I'm very much kind of bored of this now. Okay, that's nice. So you don't need an add-on or any kind of expansion to try and just make it easier to look around with a pumpkin on. I like that. I think that's a good choice. That makes it a lot more accessible and easier to play with. So there you go. That's a positive on there. Looking through here, you can see what the bottles look like. The end portal unlit and lit is very basic. Same for the obsidian, although crying obsidian looks quite cool. And then you have got the conduit, which is very basic as well. I think I probably got about 2 or 3 things that I like from that entire 16-minute segment there. I'm going to reiterate it. I do not like this pack. Let's go to the Nether. Let's see what's going on there. So into the Nether we go then. You can see that basic loading screen. Have a little look around. So we're in a Soul Sand Valley. I think that's helped the pack a little bit here by showing us this light blue straight away. But in a Soul Sand Valley, that's just what you deal with. Soul Sand looks very, very boring. Not a fan of that. In fact, let me just quickly get myself a wither head for later. Just so that I don't forget. Thank you. Let's look around. I mean, some nice fog, but is it too different from vanilla? I don't think so. There's not much going on. I mean, we got basalt here. There's no Sculk though. No Sculk. This many blocks of one type, you would see Sculk variation. There's not enough Sculk in my bulk. Not at all. This is so dreadful. Honestly, 490. If this was 490 mine tokens, I'd be a lot more forgiving. 830 mine tokens. Save your gift cards. Save your money. I'm so sorry. This is terrible. What are you? Excuse me? Why is my ghast tiny, please? The happy ghast was huge. Why is the ghast tiny and broken? Oh, it's broken. Oh, it's broken. It's dreadful. It is so dreadful. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. This is some of the worst I've ever seen. Minecraft has quality control, you know. Did you know that? Just so you guys know, Minecraft has quality control. We've seen a broken llama, a broken ghast, a broken creeper, all here. Minecraft has quality control. What? I know Minecraft went on holiday for Christmas, but this pack was definitely submitted before Christmas. It was submitted before Mounts of Mayhem. This is an embarrassment. And listen, I know I use harsh language when I talk like this. I know I'm not very politically correct. Obviously, don't be too offensive in the comments if you want to echo your opinions. Like, don't insult people. But this pack itself, this non-living entity of a pack, can get in the bin. Imagine if I pestered Minecraft for every pack I bought that was terrible, and I pestered them for a refund. At some point, they'd ban my game, I'm sure. Crimson biome here. There's no Sculk. This is just, you know what, I've kind of had enough. Let me go find a fortress. So luckily there was one on the edge of a warped biome and a basalt delta, so we can see a few more of these blocks. We can see here the blackstone, for instance. There was like a slight color shine when I moved, but maybe my mind was making that up on the Sculk. But yeah, it's just blackstone. This whole thing, it's just blackstone that has got Sculk. And like the odd mob has like the tiniest line or twig on it. It's not enough. Here we go. So Sculk is taking over the bricks of the fortress. I don't know how it gets here. I'm kind of done trying to add lore to this pack. It's not good. It's not good. I'm looking for blazes. I'm looking for wither skeletons. There's a blaze. You couldn't even give me Sculk on a blaze, could you? Okay, fair enough. But when you add a theme like this to a texture pack, and correct me, maybe you guys don't feel the same way, right? I'm interested to know your opinion here. But when you add a theme to a texture pack, it genuinely no longer matters if your textures are just good quality. They have to fit the theme. Like this guy, okay, he's got some Sculk on him. They've added a little bit of stuff to this guy. It's a bit more prominent than what we've seen with just terrible horns, but it's also not that great. But you can see, look, it's on the outline of his skull. They've tried with this guy. I can see it. Look, we've got some transparency in his foot. They've tried with him. Don't show me you can try and then give me trash. Do we have a wither skeleton around here? Please. It doesn't look like we do. I'm just gonna spawn one in at this point because I've had enough. Why did I bother? It's just a flip of a standard skeleton. Okay, cool. So let's spawn in then a wither. 1, 2, and 3. Honestly, I think it might be the mushroom, the ravager, and the piglin, the zombified piglin that are my favorite mobs in this pack. I'm glad that I can get 3 because it ain't gonna be this guy. This guy's about as basic and poor as you could get. You couldn't give me a Sculk flower on him. I'm genuinely getting angry and we still have 2 sections left. Let's go to the end. And so into the end we go. First problem that we've overcome. It's a very good void. It's a pitch black void, which means it's very playable. That's good. End stone, bright yellow. Not hating it. Fine. Absolutely fine. Enderman. I like the... If I had just seen this first, I think this is awesome. I like the head. I like the flower. I think the body's a little bit basic. I'm going to put this in a pro. This is good. You can go up there with the Ravager and the Mushroom. I was thinking about it. It's a little bit basic, but it's creativity. I'm here for it. Okay, it's good. I like it. The Ender Dragon. Hello. We've got exposed skull. Obviously trying to follow that Warden theme of the skull being exposed, the ribcage being exposed. All this does is make me ask why the Wither looked terrible. But I'm here for this as well. There's no Sculk on the end, but there's Sculk on the dragon. There's Sculk on the Enderman. Let's get me some Sculk on the end. I don't really understand why we don't. If we teleport 10,000 blocks, you know our trick. 10,000 in one direction, 10,000 in another. Okay, so chorus fruit has got a skulky color to it as well. Why wouldn't you just put Sculk on the end stone? Like, how much of an easy win is that? Spin round. Do we have ourselves a city anywhere? It doesn't look like it. Choose a direction to go. This direction. Give me a second to try and find a city and see what that looks like. So we've got an end city coming in here, and it's a very bright purple. That's the first thing that hits me straight away. Absolutely no Sculk to it, but it's a very bright, almost artificial purple. It doesn't really fit what we've been dealing with so far. A lot of the textures that we've seen has been a bit softer in color. This feels very bold and very bright. Makes it stand out though, but no Sculk. No Sculk at all. What can you do? Let's go to where Sculk lives And let's go to the ancient city and see what the Warden looks like. There's got to be something creative here, right? Well, we're in the ancient city, and I'm kind of wishing I never asked the question. So, let's get some night vision potion out here. Let's see what we're dealing with, because right now, it doesn't look promising. Nothing. Nothing. It's vanilla Sculk, man. It's vanilla Sculk. It's about as vanilla Sculk as you can get. Sculk in Bulk. I think I'm going to have nightmares about Sculk in Bulk. Dare I say that this is the worst texture pack that I've reviewed all year? I can't think of worse. And I know I've got bad memory, but I cannot think of worse. Let me get the Warden out here. Alright, so the Warden should be about to spawn. Okay. I'm seeing model changes here. The bones on the back, that's effort. The face I could live without. Let's get him walking and just see what we're dealing with here. So they've added some bones to the back. Like I say, that's effort to add in some model changes, so I can respect that. The face kind of undoes the goodness that you've seen. And it's very basic elsewhere. This is about a baby step, a tiptoe above average at best, but it's creatively void. And so I suppose that then leaves the question, what am I going to give this texture pack review score? Well, before I get into that, what I want to do is first go to the description. So the description says, Sculk has infected the overworld and more in Giggle Block Studios' Sculk In Bulk. Can you fight the corruption? So first things first, you don't need to fight the corruption. It's barely even infected the overworld, let alone and more. It says multiple texture variants. Now, that is technically true, but where you can pick fault with that is that the texture variants are only included where the Sculk growth variation has occurred. And when it comes to naturally spawning blocks, we've seen it on grass, we've seen it on deep slate, we've seen it, and I'm thinking just overworld here, we've seen it on grass, we've seen it on deep slate, we've seen it on mossy cobblestone. I'm struggling. Where else did we see it? Nowhere else. So in the overworld alone, at around 3 different block families have got texture variation. Now you can expand that to the Nether. We've got Nether bricks. We've got Nether bricks had variation. Blackstone had variation. So now we're on 5 families have got variation. I can see behind me that a wall type has got it and some other stones. But we're talking about 10 block families in the entire pack having Sculk infestation. That's it. And those are the only ones that have variants. It doesn't feel like enough for a pack that's 830 mine tokens and singing about variation. Maybe that's just me. But the next one, experience the corruption grow in real times. Now, I'm going to put a little asterisk here because I refuse to sit here for an hour waiting to see if a texture changes, a la the Seasons Realism texture pack, where it's basically an animated block or a Giphy. I've seen no signs of it. So I feel like it's an in-law description, mis-selling the pack. Now, if I'm wrong, I will hold my hands up. Accountability parrot, you know, we'll do it. I'll be wrong if I am. Let me know down in the comments. But right now, nothing. I'm looking around me, behind me. There's no corruption like growing or anything like that. Sculk infected animals and mobs. Yes, there are some. Now, some only have twigs sticking out of their heads pretending to be horns. Some of them are more broken, like llamas and creepers. So, I mean, the squid had a broken flower on it. There was another one that was broken, but I can't remember. Oh, the wolf in armor was broken. So they're broken. Don't sing about my mobs when they're broken, mate. I'm sorry. And then embrace the Sculk or build against it. I'd love to embrace the Sculk. You do nothing with it. And so all of that put together, for me, it's not a good score. I've been wrestling throughout this on which score I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to be quite harsh here. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm going for a 2 out of 10. And so if we head over to my texture pack review database on my website, dasman.gg, we'll see that this is now the second Giggle Block Studios pack to be given a 2.0 rating, joining Heatwave by Giggle Block Studios and Fantasy Delight by Mine North, as well as Realism Reimagined by the Craft Stars. And honestly, I can't decide which pack is the worst of those four. If we take a look at other texture packs that I've reviewed by Giggle Block Studios, this is firmly at the bottom and is nowhere near packs like Inked, Wooden, or even Film Noir, and also doesn't even get into the conversation with packs like Fractured, Gingerbread, or Seasons. And there we have it. Thank you for checking out today's texture pack review. Please drop a comment with your review of the pack. I love to read what you guys are all thinking, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button today as well and help the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next video.